for Team 2A. Will be going over a simulation project overview. I am Monica Gutierrez.
I'm Eduardo Gonzalez.
I'm Oscar Cervantes. So the first topic was what was our starting business position and initial strategy. So our starting business position was to maintain a steady growth while keeping in mind economic downturn. What we mean by this is throughout the whole simulation, we tried to keep our company afloat and kind of leave it pretty much even throughout the whole simulation. We kind of avoided from going, from making dramatic changes, causing the steadiness to kind of go offset. So another thing, our initial strategy was like I mentioned before, not to make dramatic changes and keep debt low while maintaining good products by increasing their quality. But what we mean by this is whenever there was a key decision to be made every week, we always kind of selected minor upgrades. We kind of strayed away from making major upgrades due to the fact that we were focusing mainly on keeping the company steady throughout the whole simulation. So that was our initial strategy.
Okay, so on the firm's performance objectives and actual performance, the firm performance objective was to stay at a constant with our net income. So if we can see here on the graph, we started from 1,780 million and we went to 1,625. So here we did stay, we have the blue line, the blue light line. So we follow here, we stay steady all throughout the simulation. So this is what our objective was, to stay here, like in a constant line. The next one is to be constant in our market value while slowly increasing it. We started at 21,487 million and we went to 17,086 million. This did go down a little bit, but if we follow our line again, the blue line, we try to stay constant all throughout the simulation. So our objective, our initial objective was to like stay constant. So this is what we did.
Our key strategy move is we try to focus on small improvements to our vehicles. We mainly focus on quality. We were just focusing on quality because we knew that customers from like family or economic were just looking just on quality, not on like expensive. We also bought shares from the market to make our company stronger. We also tried to never go on debt, and while we trained earning to make the improvements.
Okay, so some of the important lessons we learned from this simulation experience. The first one is we learned that we should have focus on the market value instead of trying to keep a steady company with a constant income and debt free. What we mean by this is like I said, we try to maintain that constant with no debt and have incoming money, but we should have focused like a little bit more on trying to innovate in our products. And with that, it's tied. We learned that we should have risk at some point. We should have innovated, maybe create a new product from our industry. So those two are kind of tied together. And
we also learned that we practice the just-in-time method. Like we mentioned before, we mainly focus on getting the company out of debt. So we practice more on just-in-time method by looking back our previous inventory and the future inventory, and just producing just like the amount that we're going to sell in the future. So the just-in-time method really works for this strategy.
Okay. And finally, we learned that innovating new products can cause a dramatic change to a company. In our case, we never innovated, so there was never a dramatic change that we needed in order to increase our market value. So, for example, there was a company that they did innovate, and you could see a slingshot effect on when you're looking at the graph. And that was what we were kind of avoiding, because we were kind of scared that the downturn we would stay in the downturn, and it would be hard to come back up. However, that company proved that it was able to recuperate and come straight up, and actually, I'm pretty sure they won. So that's one thing that we look and we kind of regret. We should have innovated to a new product, or possibly even made dramatic changes, so it could kind of like made a new product. So I mean, this pretty much is what we learned from the whole experience, from the simulation experience. It was very fun, and I believe it served us as to how a business could run when making crucial decisions like these. So